All teachers, even the ones considered good or outstanding, could benefit from a tune-up, refreshing their performance and appearance. That's the view of Richard Gerver, once a head teacher, now a consultant in motivation and creativity.
It's a huge challenge. We have to re-professionalise the profession.
For this series, Richard visits Cheadle High School in Staffordshire, where 3 teachers, already highly rated, are prepared for their presentation and performance styles to be scrutinised. Richard will give his honest assessment of the way they teach, while other specialists will be called upon to help complete the tune-up. This programme focuses on the tune-up of Lisa Green. Will she agree with all the advice?
You end every sentence with, so did you get that? You understand that? Is that okay with everybody?
I don't like the idea of that, but obviously it's just one of those things.
And will she accept a new look?
We've got sort of 2 or 3 wishy-washy colours going on in there at the moment.
It's quite disturbing, actually, how bright the colours are. Yeah.
Lisa is a science teacher and also a head of year. She arrived at Cheadle High School 7 years ago, soon after qualifying.
What we're going to do today is actually investigate the way temperature reacts with enzymes. So I want you to
Richard observes Lisa delivering a lesson on enzymes to a Year 10 class.
And I want you to record the time it takes to react. Does that make sense to all of us?
He watches her like a theatre critic at an opening night, and then he reviews her performance.
So tell me, how do you think the lesson went?
I was pleased with the learning that was going on within the classroom. Everyone seemed on ball and taking part. A little bit quiet though. I think they were a little bit subdued.
According to Richard, the class needs livening up from the very start. Just like a performer coming onto stage, it's all about making an entrance.
One of the things I think would have been lovely would have been to have at the start of the session some kind of big impact. There wasn't a moment where I think it felt like a big start.
Yeah.
You know, using your voice, using your body language to say to the kids, right, this is it, I've got a big moment. I'm starting, if you like, the dynamic, the momentum for the lesson. It would have been lovely to see you own the room and sort of say, this is the beginning, if you like, of the performance, for want of a better word. This is where it's going to get exciting.
It was a bit difficult today because the lesson was leading on from a previous lesson, so it was just like following through.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does like just start and that's it, get away with it, yeah.
Richard picks up on a couple of repetitive traits. Lisa's tendency to take refuge behind her desk and her habit of using the same sort of phrases.
Does that make sense to all of us?
One of the things that I think would be really interesting would be to vary your place of delivery. When you're talking to the kids en masse, you retreat behind your desk. Addressing the class as a whole from different places around the room can be really effective.
Stops. And that's why we get that shape that we do. Okay? Are we all happy with that? Right.
You'll notice as we've watched through the tape how many times, and it is quite embarrassing when you start to pick up a tick, and yours is that thing about, did you get that? So do you understand? Everyone okay with that?
Are we all happy with that? Are we all happy with that? Yeah. Does that make sense to all of us? Does that make sense to us?
And actually one of those things is for you to relax and feel more confident about allowing the silence. That Pinteresque idea that actually the pause says as much as the words.
Richard recognises Lisa is not only good at her job, she's also passionate about it. And he wants to see more of that passion coming through.
Towards the end of the lesson, which I think was just the most powerful for me, if you watch here, you can see your face light up, because it's at this point that you start to show your passion for your subject. I think it'd be nice for you to kind of show that passion
Throughout the lesson.
Throughout the lesson with the kids, yeah.
So how does Lisa react to the critique? Does she accept she lacks start of lesson impact?
Definitely with that lesson, yeah. I think it depends on the lesson, but yeah, I think that is a good idea to have a big impact, bring them all in at the start and get them interested.
And did you realise you had these sort of habits, like repeating the same thing?
No, I don't like the idea of that, but obviously it's just one of those things. But I think I'll definitely notice it now in lessons.
But generally about improving your performance, I mean, getting out that passion that you mentioned, it's easier said than done, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And I think, especially when you've been teaching for a few years and you're setting your ways, it's something that you've got to really think about in the lesson when everything else is going on to bring that in, but I'm definitely going to try it.
So will Lisa succeed in facing up to her tune-up challenge? She's being asked to make an instant impact, improve her movement and show more consistent passion. All that, and she's also got to shake off the habit of repeating the same old phrases. Now Lisa is going to find out whether changing her appearance can make a difference to her performance in class. Lisa can select from a range of professionals who specialise in either making people look better or feel better. She opts to visit one of the country's top hairstylists.
Why did you choose having your hair done?
I think lasting value. Once it's done, lasts a while, so yeah, I think that was the main choice really. Something that's going to last and people are going to notice as well.
So the girls want to try and...
Richard Anthony is a former world champion hairdresser who's increasingly in demand by celebrities around the country, including the ones appearing at the Brit Awards. He's not allowed to take photographs of the stars, so we'll have to take his word that this really is someone famous. First, Richard wants to recommend a plan of action, with his team of stylists lined up ready to go.
The hair seems to be sort of crunching the face shape a little bit too much, almost as though the face shape's hiding behind the hair. And I think what we need to do is introduce a little bit more softness to that fringe, something that's going to emphasise your facial shape. You've got a beautiful jawline, you've got gorgeous cheekbones and gorgeous eyes, so what we need to do is we need to literally show those off a lot more. So at the end of the day, you know, we want the hair looking and feeling great at 4 o'clock, just the same as it does at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, definitely.
Lisa, did you expect this kind of attention?
I actually feel very spoilt by it all.
That's a lot better shape. Straight away, you've got more of a modern shape to the hairstyle, something that's going to be easy to maintain, even when you're in a rush in the morning. This sort of haircut is just going to eliminate them bad hair days for you straight away. Do you like it up to now?
Yeah.
It's looking great. With respect to the colour, to take your base colour down just a shade more, I think would emphasise a lot more about yourself and make some sort of statements with the colour. I think it's going to look beautiful.
Lisa, I've got to ask this question. Do you understand the science behind this colouring pokery?
No. Quite disturbing actually, how bright the colours are.
The colour that's going on at the moment looks a bit like the mustard I put on my breakfast this morning. Is this the colour as it's going to end up?
No, over time it's going to actually oxidise and change the brown colour that it's meant to be.
So it is actually all about science, this
Suppose,
process.
yeah, it could link directly to science.
The final touches and the last brush strokes, and Richard Anthony declares Lisa well and truly transformed.
That's absolutely fantastic, Lisa. We've actually really hit the nail on the head with this because we've softened that fringe. It's going to be a much easier cut for you to maintain and look after yourself. And it looks warmer, the whole effect looks warmer. And I think that's made a huge difference. Are you happy with everything?
Really happy.
You look fantastic. I think you're going to become the new style icon.
Definitely.
Thank you very much.
Inspired by the new hairstyle and makeup, Lisa takes the tune-up initiative. She remodels her whole image. She finds an outfit to complement her appearance, and to complete the transformation, she gets rid of her glasses. There's a striking contrast with the old Lisa look. Now she's got to present the new Lisa teacher. But first, she has to prepare the kiwi fruit. So if the lesson isn't exciting, at least it could be nutritious.
Do you ever get nervous before a lesson?
I never get nervous anymore, I think, because I've been doing it for a while and I enjoy it so much. I'm nervous today,
Yeah,
I think,
obviously.
because obviously a lot of people watching me. But I enjoy it more than anything else.
Do you still get that buzz of anticipation?
So I think during the lesson I do a lot, when kids get stuff and they get excited about it in the subject. So I think that makes a difference.
This time, Lisa will be judged by the most important critics of all, her pupils.
Grab 4 pipe cleaners, a pair of scissors, and then take a seat.
As soon as the pupils arrive, there's something different for them to do.
I want you to make your own model of DNA. This was my attempt that I actually showed to my 7-year-old son last night. He said, "Mummy, that's not DNA." And I did say to him, "Well, how do you know what DNA looks like?" And he said, "Well, I've watched Spider-Man." So, off you go.
What did you think at the start of the lesson?
I thought it was different because we don't really do anything like that. in science.
Did it feel a bit like being back in primary school?
It did a little bit, yeah, but it's always good.
We enjoy it.
Yeah.
You enjoyed that? Yeah, that's what I mean. It's
We
quite.
have had that for a while.
No.
Joe's is like the Christmas edition of DNA.
It was fun. It was a bit different because usually it's just like writing and questions. So I suppose it adds more a bit fun and it makes it a bit different and a bit more memorable.
Hey, if we can stop twisting.
At the first opportunity, Lisa is out from behind the desk.
She has been walking around more, I think.
Yeah, with a bit more kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's having as much fun as you guys.
Yeah.
It's looking good.
The lesson continues apace as it moves on to bashing the kiwi fruit that Lisa prepared earlier.
You're not going to be impressed with that. Can you put your mushed up kiwi into a beaker and fill the beaker up to the 100ml level with our solutions to try and release that DNA?
Have you noticed a difference in the way your teacher looks this morning?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you like it? Do you like the new look?
I like the hair.
You like the hair?
She's got really nice hair today.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
She does look good
Yeah.
though, doesn't she? Yeah.
The red and
But you can't win them all.
She looked different to you to the last time you saw her. No, not sure.
She's not wearing glasses, but that's about it.
But I'm really, really impressed with what you've done today. Thank you very much.
Here's my model of DNA, and I'd like to give it to you
Thank
as,
you.
as my
Thank
present
you.
to you.
Very,
I'd
very impressive.
like to feel that you can really take something meaningful away from the experience. I thought that start was terrific, and what I loved about it was it had that high impact and the energy and excitement that created. It seemed to sustain that level right the way through the session, and also you seemed to feed off that.
Yeah, I think they enjoyed it as well. They felt it was something different, so it brought them into the lesson.
And can we hold our models up, please? So, no, can you just turn around with yours and let us have a look, so the rest of us can actually see them?
There were one or two moments when you spoke from a different element of the room, and I felt the children's dynamic was different. You know, they had to spin to look for you, and it actually, I think, really helped their focus. How comfortable did it feel for you?
It felt all right, actually. It was just, I had to think about it consciously because I'm so used to just going behind the desk. The kids know when I'm there, that's it, they've got to look and listen. So it was a conscious thing, but it was fine.
So, from the journey you've been on, are there any key points, key strategies, key experiences that you're going to keep up?
I have enjoyed the experience. And I think the ideas you've actually given me about the classroom things are going to be longer lasting. I actually hope to keep in touch with the people that have done my hair and makeup as well, so obviously I feel quite privileged for that.
So Lisa completes her tune-up. The old habits have gone, including her regular retreats behind her desk. Earlier, she began with a whimper,
Going to make a start then.
but now she's off with a bang.
Dark blue, the red. Grab 4 pint cleaners. I want you to make your own model of DNA.
And because she's looking better, she's feeling brighter.
She seems more lively and more pleasant and have a laugh with you and stuff like that. It made me feel more excited about the lesson.
If you're interested in tuning up your teaching, then why not download a set of Richard Gerver's helpful tips and ideas? They can be found on the webpage associated with this programme at the Teachers TV website.